He said, "Hey kid, you've been working real hard here. Hop in, I'll give you a ride." So I hopped in the back and got launched out over the sea. And he said, "Okay, you got it. Grab the stick. Tightly but lightly."
And just like that, a young boy working a summer job at the Torrey Pines glider port knew what he wanted to do with his life. Bob Cardenas was born to fly.
I was born in Mérida, Yucatan, Mexico. I was kind of spoiled, I guess.
The Cardenas family moved to San Diego when little Roberto was just 5. He excelled at math and physics in high school, and when Hall of Fame glider pilot Johnny Robinson gave him that first ride, his career path was set. He signed up with the Army Air Corps just ahead of World War II and flew bombers over Germany until being shot down on his 20th mission.
One of the last jobs for a command pilot is go down the bomb bay doors open, and shred all the classified stuff that you had. So I'm down there shredding, and there was a flak burst near the ship, blew me out of the bomb bay. Reached for the ring, it was still there, but my chute was open. A couple of panels were missing.
He can laugh now, but it wasn't the first or last time Bob Cardenas cheated death. After the war, he flew experimental aircraft as a test pilot. He says the infamous flying wing nearly killed him more than once, but President Truman visited him in the cockpit to personally deliver his thoughts on the unwieldy beast.
He said, "Looks pretty good to me, Major. I think I'm going to buy some." I bit my tongue. I didn't say a word. On the ground, he turned to the Chief of the Air Force. He said, "General, why don't you have this young whippersnapper fly this thing down Pennsylvania under rooftop level? I want people to see what I'm going to buy."
So, of course, he did, dodging trees and power lines at 200 miles an hour.
Finally, I looked dead ahead, and the Capitol Dome was right in front of me. I had to pull up to go up over the Capitol Dome. Some guy on the steps took a picture, which was sent to me later. That was an adventure.
Cardenas was the command pilot of the B-29 Superfortress that launched Chuck Yeager in the Bell X-1. Everyone remembers when Yeager finally went supersonic, but most never knew that on one of those test flights, the X-1 failed to disengage. Cardenas had to land with it still attached to the belly, loaded with rocket fuel, and only 12 inches of ground clearance.
I landed at almost three-point on the nose wheel, and softly enough so there was no motion for it to drop. That would have been disaster.
Bob Cardenas married his sweetheart Gladys. They've been together 68 years, raising 7 kids. When he left the Air Force as a brigadier general, he went back to school and got his MBA from National University and excelled in private business. But he wasn't quite done serving his country.
I joined a veterans organization. I think it was American Legion. And one day, an elderly lady was the wife of one of them was there. And she said, "Instead of you guys sitting around here drinking beer, why don't you get out there and get a new cemetery?"
General Cardenas discovered there was no room left in San Diego to honor his fallen comrades in their final rest. So he took on one more mission, and once again, a nearly perfect 3-point landing, and the founding of the Miramar National Cemetery. At 97 years old, General Robert L. Cardenas can look back on an amazing life and know that future generations can visit this place to reflect and perhaps be inspired to be amazing in their own right. And to that next generation, he has this message.
Foremost, don't be afraid of tackling anything. Nothing. Doesn't matter. May sound impossible, but you give it a whirl.